I remember I did a Zoom call with him, and then right after the Zoom call, I was at a sports bar doing a Zoom call like this, and I closed my laptop, and then I was able to focus on this Penn State game where we ran the ball 30 times in a row, bro. We ran the ball 30 times in a row against Penn State, and then this was big because Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator last year, really had a defense that nutted up. But anyway, I'm gonna play you the clip. About the showing you last year's press conference, not press conference, but the interview right after the game. This was Coach Moore after the win. Go.
To say that this has been a crazy 24 hours for your guys to win on the road in this environment when there were doubts. Jerome, what does it mean to you?
Well, I thank the Lord. Well, I thank Coach Harbaugh. Fucking love you, man. Love the shit out of you, man. This is for you. For this university, the president, our AD, we got the best players, best university, best alumni in the country. Love you guys. These fucking guys right here. These guys right here, man. These guys did it. These guys did it, man. Talk to him, man. Love
you. Good times, man. it still moves me, baby. It still moves me because I gotta tell you, like I said, I gave you the scenery. I had just met with one of my former players when I coached high school, and he was just finished his 4th year of eligibility, and I was talking about doing an NIL deal with him. And I saw that, and I saw the emotion, and then a kid like Blake Corum, you got to say, I seen Blake Corum run when he was in the 7th grade, I believe. Yes, no, it was 7th, 8th grade year when he was making his decision on where he was going to go to high school. I was working for a company named FBU. I was a scout for a company named Football University, FBU, and Blake Corum was he was a dude, man. He was him. And at that point, Blake Corum was actually a 7th grader, and Penn State had offered him already. I remember there was like a whole article written about Blake Corum being one of the few 8th grade kids that has an offer from Penn State, and then you look up and you're like, he's playing for my favorite team, and he's sealing the deal against Penn State. He's for 2 years in a row, because the year before it was another close game against Penn State, and he was the one that sealed it with a couple of his runs. So and you can see how emotional I get when I think about this. So the question is very worthy. The question for today is, did we make an emotional hire? Did we see that emotion? Did we see how passionate he is? Did we see what Coach Moore really has, the emotion of it? And did we not ask ourselves, is he going to be the best fit for the job? And the reason it almost pains me to even have this conversation, it pains me to even bring this up, but it's a worthy question. It's a worthy question because of how much emotion is involved in this game. So I'm gonna play you a clip. I'm gonna play you a clip from. I'm gonna play you 2 more clips. All right. First one is from this year. I'm bringing it current. All right. These next 2 clips are from this past Saturday. One is when Ohio State got an emotional win from the Penn State game. And then I'm going to get into some of the analytics of the game and why the question is actually worthy. So look at Coach Day and Coach Kelly after they embraced each other, after they had won in Penn State this past year. Hey, it's emotional, right? It's an emotional game. And to speak on Coach Day and Coach Kelly for a second, they're not just Ohio State. They knew each other back when Coach Day played. Coach Day played at the University of New Hampshire. He was a quarterback there when Coach Kelly was just getting his start, and it was when Coach Kelly was with the Philadelphia Eagles. He had brought Coach Day in to be the quarterbacks coach, and I know this because I played at a school named Good Counsel High School, and I met Coach Day when he was a wide receivers coach at Temple. Again, you get Philadelphia, you get Chip Kelly, he's right there. All of this stuff, it's connections. It's making sure you're actually living in your truth. And it is very easy to make convenient hires. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it does actually work. In the case of Ryan Day and Chip Kelly, it looks like it's something that is actually making sense, seeing that they have been somewhat successful this year. Obviously, their standard is a national championship, but you see where the concept and the idea where it's all around you to where it's so incredibly easy to make convenient and emotional hires. Now for the tough news, where you have to start to ask the question of, did we make a mistake? All right. So final clip I'm going to play you, and then we'll get into more of what it's all about, and then we'll talk about how to avoid it eventually. Is this clip now is where all of the kind of the novelty or the excitement, we'll say novelty, the novelty of the hire wears off. And you have to ask yourself a real question. All right, where the, oh my God, like, let's say you meet someone or you see someone that you haven't seen in a while, and you start working with a person, you start having a conversation. Let's say you see somebody that you haven't seen in a long time, a former classmate, someone you grew up with. It's like, oh, what's up, dog? How you doing? Good to see you. This, that. All right, and you guys get to chopping it up for about a couple minutes, and then you start to ask yourself, or you guys start to ask a little bit about, hey, how's life going now? What you up to now? And then you start to realize, hey, maybe you outgrew this person. Maybe there's a reason that this person is no longer in your life. Maybe there's, you got to kind of speed up the conversation because of what that conversation is actually leading toward. And maybe you guys just simply outgrew each other. It happens, right? When you see stuff like this, you start asking the questions. I'm going to translate this in a second. Trust me. If you're confused now, trust me, it's going to start making sense to you in 1 second. All right. So back to the Michigan and Oregon game. All right. We're outmatched as a Michigan. We're clearly outmatched. Oregon is just, again, the better team. However, we're still sticking with it. All right. The players are busting their ass. They're fighting. There was one play in I think it was the third quarter. It was either the third or early in the fourth quarter, where we actually stopped that high-powered Oregon offense and we forced them to punt, and we make a mistake of having a guy lined up on the center, and then that flag comes out. We get penalized for having a guy covered up over the center, and then we give Oregon the ball back because of a mistake. And that, to me, in my opinion, that's coaching. From Little League, you can't have a guy lined up over the center during a punt. I don't care how funky they want to make their special teams lineup or whatever it is. You just can't have it. So we gave them the ball back on that. To me, that's just, again, coaching, football IQ, knowing not to do these things. So anyway, all that being said, we're still in the game. All right. We're down 2 touchdowns. Alex Orji hits a long run, and we get it to where we're first and goal inside. Very similar. It's crazy because it's very similar to the Penn State, Ohio State game, but we're down. We're in the goal. We're first and goal, down by 2 touchdowns with a good amount of time left in the fourth quarter. All right. We get all the way down there. We run a couple plays and have such a predictable offense where we're throwing it to Loveland pretty much every play. It's very predictable and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, we get to the fourth down. And get the fourth down. And this is the play. That Coach Moore and Coach Campbell, I don't know who actually made this call, but this is the play that they actually come up with on a fourth down where we have an opportunity to get the game within 1 score, within 1 touchdown, as well as our defense was actually playing. We have an opportunity in the big house to get the game within 1 score, and this is the play that they run.
This one at all. And that one got the crowd in the football game, too. Orji, end around. Samaj Morgan wants a throwback pass. Waits, lobs, incomplete, out of bounds. And a bad connection over there in the end zone. Now he's in the stand.
Listen, I watched it live. Among other Michigan fans, a whole table full of Michigan fans. And I sat there in shock. I sat there looking like, what the hell? I could not believe that we actually made, I was distraught because we had a clear opportunity to make the game interesting. And that's what That's what led to the question today. That's what led to it. That's what led to this. That's what led to this question right there. It was right there sitting there. That's what led to it, because as much as I hate to, sound like I'm against Sharon Moore, or sound like I'm one of these fans that is just about fire the coach, I want to blame the coach. These are the questions you have to ask, because that's not on the players. That's not on the players at all. The players are just doing what they're told. The players fought their ass off against a team that they were clearly outmatched against, and you still had an opportunity. And with a call like that, I just don't see it. I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. And I would love to, then I know I've been rambling, because when we talk college football, I can talk for hours about this particular thing. But when you see this kind of stuff, and you're you as a business owner, you're out there, you're hiring folks, you're looking at resumes, you're trying to figure out who's going to make the best fit for your organization. You're trying to figure out what positions you fill. You're trying to figure out what it is you're going to do in regards to uplifting and creating a vision for your business, and offering your products, offering your service, offering a lot of the things that you want to do. It is so easy, because you as an owner are emotionally attached to whatever product or service you're offering. You're emotionally attached to whatever you created, especially if you're the entrepreneur in the business, especially if you're the one that built it from scratch and you started from scratch. Like for me, you see this logo, I'm emotionally attached to it, because I created it, because I actually put something out there. The books that I have out, these books that you see right here, all of these books that I've actually sat down and wrote and put it out to the public and made it so it's something that I can use to relate to other business folks and build my business and create my services or whatever. I'm emotionally attached to it. So it's easy to make an emotional hire. And it's important that we check ourselves. We got to check ourselves and know when to really ask ourselves this question before we fall into the trap, right? We fall into the trap of what we have to see.